Award shows? Yeah, they're dead. No matter the medium. Movies, TV, even video games. Nothing is immune. And what blows my mind is how fast it all collapsed. I remember watching the Oscars with my entire family when The Lord of the Rings Return of the King cleaned house. That night, it felt huge. It was an event. You didn't just watch it, you experienced it through every pore. Fast forward 20 years and suddenly, no one in my family even knows what month the Oscars happen. And I'm pretty sure if I told them, they'd shrug and get back to whatever they were doing and forget about it 5 minutes later. And honestly, the numbers backed us up. In 2003, the Oscars had something like 33 million viewers. 33 million. In 2025, we're calling 19 million a success. Think about that. A 50% drop. Yet we're patting on its back for surviving another year. It's not like that's even the bottom. In some recent years, it's hit as low as 10 million, which is beyond embarrassing for something that used to be appointment television. Why did this happen, and how did these award shows crash harder than Anthem servers on a launch day? Well, it wasn't just one thing. It was like a thousand little ones. One of the biggest, celebrity fatigue. Celebrities aren't necessarily more out of touch than they were back then. The difference is that social media has given us front row seats on just how annoying they can be. Before Twitter, you only saw celebrities when a publicist proved it. In interviews, on talk shows, on magazine covers, now we get the raw, unfiltered stream of consciousness at 3 a.m. when they confidently tweet things that sound like they were written by somebody who looked the window a little too hard as a kid. The mystery is gone. The illusion has vanished. Before, you suspected some celebrities weren't all that bright. Now, thanks to Instagram stories and podcast rants, my personal favorite moment was Leonardo DiCaprio blaming a Chinook wind on global warming while filming The Revenant. Meanwhile, the entire region chuckled because we knew Chinook winds happened since any of us could remember. It's what the mountains do. And it was kind of a moment where the whole town collectively went, okay, maybe let's not take climate science tips from a guy who pretends to drown on that door in the Titanic. But his celebrity fatigue was the wound. His acceptance speeches were the salt, lemon juice, and possibly battery acid poured directly into it. So that acceptance speeches used to be fun. They were short, humble, emotional, and sometimes just a little awkward, but in the most charming way possible. Now they all feel like pain, a mixture between a political rally, a fortune cookie, and someone having a spiritual awakening in the middle of an economics lecture. They become these long-winded, self-important, politically charged monologues. Every speech feels like it's the audition for most virtuous human alive. Look, you're not special. You're not on that stage because you're the leading authority on world issues, or you have some deep philosophical insight into the human condition. You're there because you're good at memorizing lines and crying on cue. That's it. That's your role. There's no shame in it. Just know the assignment. Just say thank you. Acknowledge your family, your castmates, your agent, maybe your dog, and get the hell off stage. If everyone did that, the show would be 2 hours shorter and at least 50% more tolerable. Here's where the rabbit hole goes a little deeper. The critics. I swear I've never seen such a massive divide between critics and audiences. It's not an outlier. It's the trend. Critics tend to love anything bleak, nihilistic, and depressing. If the movie makes you question your own existence and hate the world in general, the critics call it bold and profound. Meanwhile, movies that see the good in people, show a sense of purpose, movies with optimism, hope, clear morality, treat those like they just kicked their dog. This is why comedies tend to get destroyed in reviews. That's why uplifting movies get shrugged off. Critics love grim stuff because it feels important, even when it's just misery dressed up as depth. This all leads to a dumb but particular outcome. Studios start making those kinds of movies that the critics will praise, not the ones that the audience actually want to see. Award season movies are all starting to look, feel, and sound about the same. But all this still isn't the biggest factor. Shocking, I know. The real earth shatterer? The internet. It decentralized our entertainment. There's no central pop culture anymore. That era is gone. It's dead. Before YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and streaming, everyone watched the same shows at the same time. You had these massive cultural moments, finales, premieres, big reveals. The whole country talked about them. Now, entertainment is completely fractured. You can have this YouTuber pulling 10 million views a week with a fan base that's rabid and loyal, and yet have entire generations that have no idea who they are. TV isn't appointment viewing anymore. Movies aren't rush out and see it in the theaters anymore. People watch what they want and when they want to, on whatever platform they prefer. They're relics of a world that doesn't exist anymore. So, when you add it all up, celebrity fatigue, political speeches, critic disconnect, and the collapse of a unified pop culture, award shows didn't die from one big mistake. They died from 1,000 little ones. Are my conclusions off? When did you stop caring about who wins the awards? Anyways, that's all for today. Have a great one, and God bless.